Camera's a little messed up there. That looks right. That looks perfect. Okay. Welcome to the. This is gonna be my rock tripe special. I might try a different black and white actually. That was better. Okay. Welcome to the special. Today, well, as you know, I'm just going to continue my survival efforts in this post-apocalyptic wasteland. This is what I normally do. Hold on. Hold on just a second. Just technology, you know. I'm surprised I can even find any machines to use, but yeah, I like this look. I'm just checking out. It looks pretty good. Looks great. All right, here we go. I'll restart that actually. Let me restart that. Okay, so this is my rock tripe special. Welcome, those of you who are able to tune in. Sometimes it's not so easy to find my broadcasts, to find my signals. They're out there, they're streaming around. I don't know if there's any people out there who can intercept them. Does it sound good? Sound good? Yeah, so I'm continuing my survival efforts in the wasteland as usual. And, you know, the most difficult task of survival is securing properly balanced meals. I mean, we all know that. We're all here. And you know, like, I had to create like a whole new food group chart because of the limited resources. And I just gotta get this boiling. It's over there. And so yeah, I created a whole new food group chart to reflect the modern era. And yeah, maybe I'll write that down for you, so you all know what we have available to us now here in this world that we live in. Okay, so when you're searching for food, sorry, I was just out in the silicone fog. I'm a little bit stuffed up, you know. I mean, we all know that, what that's like. But yeah, so the new three food groups. Here, I'll write that down for you. Three food groups. Post-apocalyptic era food groups. Okay, so number one. The first thing I look for is the non-irradiated proteins. And that's usually the bugs, the mercury, an occasional mercury like laced fish. An egg if you're lucky enough to find an egg, if you're lucky enough to find a nest, if you're lucky enough to find a tree that has a nest, and if you're lucky enough to have any energy to even look for a tree. And maybe you'll find some eggs. I actually found a couple bobwhite eggs, and you know, they're proliferating, those guys. There's so many of them now. They used to be endangered, but yeah, there's a ton of them now, and I don't know what happened. Something, they got something from the apocalypse, and they, you know, they're doing great. But you know, I love those guys. They're super sweet. They're super lovable little birds. And What else? Oh yeah, so the food groups. Yeah, so let's write that down. Non-irradiated proteins. Number two is the weeds and roots group. Weeds. How do you make an ampersand? Roots. Okay. And that includes, all I can find is dandelions, cattails, nettles, dry leaves, some there's these vines that kind of crawl up everything. But they give me the creeps because they're like, they make a sound, and that when something makes a sound, I feel differently. I don't necessarily consider that a plant at that point. Like it has kind of like thoughts, has memories. But nevertheless, I'm putting it in the what we have for fruits and vegetables group, which is just the remaining weeds and roots. And then the third food group. This is where you get your carbs. This is the dried army MRE biscuits that were found in a collapsed storage facility. And I'm sure most of you have come across a bomb shelter, what have you. And there's going to be something in there, some kind of biscuit. They think we can live off this stuff, but I have no energy. I have no happiness. But there you go. Like that keeps us alive. Got your protein in your weeds and your biscuits. And over here, I'm just kind of drinking my. I made a batch of dandelion root coffee. Dandelions have become such a huge part of my life now. Something I used to not notice, not care about, but now it keeps me alive. It's actually quite delicious. And I wrung out various mosses this morning to provide we're going to make a soup stock in a minute. I mean, it's already kind of started. It's boiling. And for my coffee too, I wrung out some nice moss. And that led me to I found a nice stash of rock tripe, So I just, let's get that off there. We're done with that, part. So yeah, I found some rock tripe, and it's a really good soup thickener. It's a really good immune boosting soup thickener. So, I find it all the time, but I thought I should show you guys how to make a nice rock tripe soup, and you're gonna love this recipe, I think. And so yeah, I collected a few other things to throw in the soup. I found I actually found some bob white eggs, as I was mentioning. Those are gonna add it'll be pretty well-rounded, wholesome meal because we've got the protein in there. And I think I'm ready. It's already boiling. And so yeah, of course the rock tripe. Let's put that in. Okay. So yeah, this is rock tripe. It's in its form like that you find it on the rock. Let's see if I can. You just kind of find like sunlit boulders, rocks in the sun. You go over there, you'll find clusters of this stuff sometimes. It's usually kind of a greenish, gray, yellowish hue. You peel it off the rock, and it's delicious in there. gonna fill that. It's gonna make that soup amazing. And yeah, so it's in the sun. It gets that photosynthesis, and it doesn't matter. Like this one's crumbly a little bit. Oh wait, no, that's kind of rubbery. But if you find the crumbly kind, that's fine. Any kind of rock tripe will do. You just remove, like you peel it off the rock, you'll find little umbilicals, little roots, kind of like clinging to the rock. And you can rub that off, you can remove that part. But all the rest is great. See, rock tripe. It's usually like a wavy, dark gray. One side, light gray. The other side. You know. I just chew it sometimes. I peel it off, chew it like bubble gum. And later on, sometimes I get diarrhea, but like you're getting the nourishment. It doesn't matter. Like you're getting a little bit of those food atoms in your body. It doesn't matter if it streams out of you later. As long as you get a little bit of that in there. Yo, this dandelion root coffee is amazing, actually. I highly recommend. You dig up the dandelion roots, roast them over a fire in a pan, and then just kind of like strain some water through it, make a nice coffee. It's good. Okay, so yeah, I'll throw a little bit of some rock tripe in there. You actually have to boil it several times to make it edible. It's very rubbery. Like this is one I boiled already. See, it's a little. It expands. And I put all that in there. It's kind of like a pig's ear, or we'll keep that boiling. Nice rubbery consistency. Just put it all in there. I got a pretty good crop, actually, I gotta say. So, you know, the photosynthesis can't happen because you don't get a lot of sunlight in the apocalypse. You get, like I said, the silicone fogs. You get the radiation barrier. You get it's sickening. But I don't know. I do find enough. Just barely enough. And if you're listening to this, that means you've survived and you've been finding your own way. So maybe you could broadcast your symbols to me. It's your symbols, broadcast your secrets, your survival secrets. Okay, I'm gonna turn this up. I can't remember. I actually do have a electrical heating element here. Usually I would do this over a fire, which is just as good. But I do have an electrical outlet in a generator, so I'm warming this up. You know, full transparency here. I'm not using a fire. I'm using actual, what do you call it? A heating element, portable heating element. Camp stove. Another thing about rock tripe, here, let me just taste a little bit here. Another thing about rock tripe is it has great immune boosting elements. I think I turned it up too high. And we're going to need those boosted immune systems because, God, God knows what residual viruses those scrap dogs are carrying around. We see them running in packs. They're pack animals. Oh shit, I just heard them actually. Did you hear that? Okay, I think they're pretty far away. But I mean, we don't know what viruses they're carrying. Those viruses that the AI spread to decimate humanity, they're still lingering, and the dogs carry them. And we don't know which ones they have. The dogs eat the mummified remains of humans, so. And I saw one the other day, and it was covered in sores. It was completely hairless. It looked like Sinead O'Connor doing Beetlejuice cosplay, and it was writhing. It had sores. It had no hair. So I'm pretty sure like these viruses are doing just fine, and they're continuing through the dogs. I kind of skipped over the whole pandemic of multiple viruses spread by the AI overlords. One day I'll track down those overlords. I'll find their base. I've had some kind of like inkling of where it might be, but it can't be that far. And I know they're monitoring me. But God, these scrap dogs, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. I've hidden in caves to escape them. They know how to find you. They know how to find you. They're mean animals. I loved dogs back in the old times, before the dark times. I used to love dogs. I used to say, hey, like somebody would get mad and be like, hey, I'm gonna shoot that coyote that's on my property. I'm gonna shoot that coyote that's on my property, and I'd be like, no, that's just it's a 4-year-old dog. It's just looking for a good time. It's good looking for the hen house. And I used to defend them, but now, not so much. Like these scrap dogs are mean guys. I told you about the Sinead O'Connor Beetlejuice one. Maybe I'll draw you one actually. If you haven't seen any in your area, I'll make sure that you should know what they look like so you can be prepared. Okay. So scrap dog. Okay, usually they have like very twisted, sour face. Their nostril. There's something about the nostrils that are mutated. Like they have really incredible capacity for smelling now. They can smell out their victims. They're pretty hairless, although some have just wisps of hair on top, like all along the back. I saw one that looked like Ben Kingsley the other day, and then I saw one that looked a bit like a really sick Bruce Willis. So be careful. Be careful out there. Their ears are always back. They're not listening. That represents they're not listening to your pleas. They're not gonna worry about your life at all. Okay? So don't think you can reason with them. The ears are back, they're not listening. They're ready for meat. They've been eating the mummified remains of humans, but you know, they would really love some fresh pumping human living meat. Fresh pumping human living meat. They usually have very sinewy necks. But one thing they trick you with is they're very graceful, their paws are very magical. They can give you like a feeling like, oh, I'm a little sweetheart, come pet me. I need help too. That's the feeling they go off. I need help too, come here. You come up, they bite your hand, they bite your arm. They're trying to get that muscle out of your forearm. They love that. So that they give you that look. Maybe I'll try to like really. They give you that sad. I'll try to depict it properly. They give you those eyes, you know. They're like, oh, we're all in pain. We're all having trouble here. All us life forms have to work together. Oh, I have to feed my puppies. I have to feed I'm taking care of a sick raccoon in my den. They give you a look that it used to affect me. Now I don't care. I've been tricked. I've been tricked too many times. I've been tricked so many times by these guys. You know, like I feel like I'm I have empathy. But when you see this over and over and over, these things, you know, asking for your sympathy, over and over, and they take advantage of it every time. At some point you snap. We all do. This one, it was like a regular dog almost. It came up, it wanted to play. It's like, oh, I thought I could have a pet for a while. The second I went up to it, the second I tried to pet it, grabbed my arm and like ripped off like my glove. I have a scar actually. And luckily I didn't get any viruses from that one. But just, you know, like you trust these things. There's got to be trust, or like what else is there? I mean, they're not human. I can't expect them to follow the rules, but and one time I was at this there's this area. I was in a city called Winnipeg, Manitoba, and you think you can trust people, but there's this one corner there that's like pure evil. There's like hockey fans there. There's, I don't know, there's like the worst homeless people. And it's a bad combination. And every time you talk to somebody there, they either want to cut you or they want to like harm you in some way. Steal. That's what these dogs remind me of, though. It's almost as bad as that corner. So if you're ever in that city, I was there for like kind of army training I had to go to like a base on a street called St. Matthews in I think it was Garfield. I had to meet with some like what do you call them? Air cadets guys. I used to be in the army. Yeah, but I had to walk through that area. And yeah, that was probably one of the worst experiences in my life. I heard that Cher came to Winnipeg once, and she was disgusted by the city, and she'll never return, she said. You can look that up if you have any access to old. At some point, they printed out the internet so we can read it, even though we don't have it anymore. Anyway, that's enough of that. So yeah, I saw the scrap dog, and I totally lost any empathy for animals now because maybe a bobwhite. Once in a while I'll see a bobwhite and give it a break, you know. I'll help it protect its eggs from a mutant. You get these little mutants, they're not too much to worry about, but birds have to worry about them, you know what I mean? Birds are little guys and they need a little help. Okay, this is boiling nice, looking softer now. I'll stir it for a while. We can have some nice. Maybe I'm done with this. We don't need that right now. We'll just stir the soup. There used to be a thing called ASMR, and hopefully you can hear this bubbling because it's really putting me in a nice little sweetie pie trance here. Oh yeah, that's nice. Let me just take a look for make sure there's no scrap dogs around. Okay, I think we're safe. That's mostly my biggest concern these days. There's a lot of concerns, but that's a big one. Let me just do a little taste, a little taste test here. Holy shit, that's hot. Yeah, that's all right actually. That's actually pretty good. I just want to listen to the sound for a minute. I don't get a lot of peace. Okay. And I did collect a few other ingredients today to add to the soup. Like I said, dandelions come in handy. You get the leaves. Those add a little bit of nourishment. We got some nettle stalks. I don't get a lot of meals like this. This is a real treat for me. Believe me. And like I said, I did find some bobwhite eggs, which is very rare for me. Maybe some of you live in an area where there's more trees, but as you can see, there's basically a horizon. But I am a friend to all animals, and I don't have quite a rapport with them, but I'm hoping to one day kind of, you know, connect with those birds and let them know that I'm on their side. And maybe they would offer me an egg once in a while. But I did find 2 eggs on a cliff. I had to climb down a cliff on a rope. And I found 2 little eggs. 3 little eggs actually, but I dropped one. Oh, fuck it. You know when you drop something and it's like pretty valuable to you. I have so much trouble finding like energy. Hold on, I saw a scrap dog. Let me just check for a second. I have to make sure. I better make sure because you don't want to see a murder happen on the live stream, on the broadcast. There was no scrap back into my generator. I kicked it out. I was looking for the enemies, looking for the... Every day is a battle. It's okay. I'm used to it. I hope you all got used to it too. It's okay. It's a challenge. A challenge, fine. Anyway, so I got the eggs. I got the Bob White eggs. These are real eggs, by the way. These are, you think I'm joking? I found actual eggs. They're a nice little 1-inch size egg. They're a little smaller than your supermarket egg. Oh, this looks so good. Oh, it's such a relief to have a meal going. I did find one more thing, but I'll add that later. I'm just like anxious to eat this. Like for real, this is the most delicious looking meal I've ever seen. Now a little taste. Oh, now it tastes like a bathing, now it tastes like a dead man's bathing suit. But I'm sure when the flavors meld a little more, that'll be make it better. Kind of like a bit of sand taste, like kind of like a medicinal, nerdy, old cheese. Dog's blanket. That's the kind of taste I get from this. I found, oh yeah, so the one last ingredient I found was, I found a different type of mushroom that I can't identify, and it could be a mutant. It could be like a new strain. So I'm gonna throw that in there. Actually, I just want a little check it out. Put my tongue up to it. Oh my god! When I put my tongue up to it, I see like sparks and like cartoon faces. Oh my god! Okay, I think it's okay though. I think it'll add a little fun to this soup. But yeah, this is a different type of mushroom, and it's gonna add something new to my soup. I've never. Oh no! I saw my parents for a second. Oh my god! Sorry, I get a little distracted by the. I just put my tongue on it for a second, and it changed everything. I'm actually hearing some voices too, but good. Do a little test. This is delicious looking. Oh, it's still hot. It's still hot. Oh. Now, like I said, I have a generator, but if you're using a fire, make sure to save the charcoal. It can be used for a lot of things. Like, I use it for, you mix a little bit of charcoal with toothpaste, with water, you can make toothpaste. And yeah, it looks really bad. Like you get it has a bad look, but at the core your teeth are protected. So don't worry about the shallow stuff so much. You're not gonna run into your soulmate nowadays. So just focus on your protecting yourself, you know, self-preservation. I use charcoal to block the harmful glare of the apocalyptic sun. Like if you've ever wondered why I have this, it's because there's like a whole layer of silicone fog that if it blasts into your eyes, you can go blind. You can get cancer in your eyeball. So that's why I put this charcoal on. It's like those Inuit sunglasses that you've heard about. Wait a minute, let me get a good, I want to get one with some like chunks of mushroom, some chunks of rock tripe. This is what this is all about, this rock tripe soup. Let's taste this. Ah, it's hot. I'll test here. Okay, that's actually pretty good. That's pretty delicious. It was just hot, so like, I think it burned me for a second. There's that. It's pretty nourishing, actually. I'm good. Okay, you know what? That mushroom's hitting me. That mushroom's hitting me real hard. That weird one I put in. Yeah, it's hitting me now. It's hitting me real hard now. I'm actually hearing kind of voices. I'm hearing some thoughts. If any of you have any, I feel like I can hear your voices clearly if you have any questions. I don't even have to it's like you're talking right into me. You don't have to send me any signals. I can read messages in my mind right now. Ooh. Questions? If you have questions, any want to ask me anything? Go ahead. I'm ready. I'll give you answers. All the answers you need. Okay, I think this soup's a success. I think maybe that's all for today. It's short, but have a good day. Take care of yourselves.